If you don't know where your next high ticket client is coming from, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to show you our follower ads strategy that is working extremely well right now for online fitness coaches, allowing you to spend $20 and turn that into $2,000 or even more in just a single day. I'll walk you through the entire strategy, including the scripting, the filming, how to actually post the ad, and then how to take someone from new follower to a client. So let's hop right into it. I don't want to waste any time here. We're going to give you, I'm not gatekeeping anything. I'm going to give you all the scripts, everything. So stick around. Everything that you need to download will be in the description below. So it's going to be extremely helpful for you. So number one, let me make myself a little smaller here, is the way this works. You're going to have an ad. The ad's going to have one call to action. That call to action is going to be to follow. And the ad needs to be filmed in a very specific way. We're going to cover that in a second. It's going to create new followers. We're going to have you or a setter reach out to all those new followers every single day when they come in to get them while they're hot. It's like someone coming into a store, right? If you go into a store and no one comes up to you right away, you're probably going to window shop. You're probably going to do this at a bunch of different stores. If you treat your Instagram like a store and you're on top of it, you're the salesperson who's on top of it. Yeah, it might turn off one or two people, but you're going to get way more sales than all the other stores. That's our goal here. So we're going to try to turn as many of those new followers into productive conversations as possible. When those productive conversations produce either a very strong pain point they're trying to overcome or a goal they're shooting for, we can use that to position it for a call, and we can use that call to turn them into a client, and there's numbers associated with this. And so we can track them all to know how profitable the ads are going to be, how sustainable this is going to be. And for you, you can scale your ad spend up to where you know exactly how much you need to spend every single day to ensure you sign a client every single day. And usually the return on that is anywhere from 6 to 12x, meaning if you put $1 in, you're going to get $6 to $12 back. So it makes it wildly profitable. This is what every single coach you see who's doing 20, 30, 50, 80K per month is doing. It's what they're doing and you're not that makes you feel like, how the heck are they doing this? I feel so behind. This is the secret. They're not cold DMing people 24/7 or dancing on TikTok. So how are they doing this? Well, it starts with the script. The script, and we're going to give you these. There's two general ones and then one brand new one I'm going to show you at the very end because it just came out that work very well. We call them general, SIN. Because that's how we do our offers, superior, irresistible, and new offer bumps. Essentially what you're saying is, hey, are you this specific type of person? If so, you probably struggle with this, or this pain point. You want to list out 3. And if you're saying, then you say, if so, give me a follow here on my page and then you insert the 1 to 3 main goals or benefits that your page helps them achieve, right? So if you're an overweight corporate worker, and you probably struggle with time management, having to eat on the road and a busy family life, give me a follow here on my page where I show you how you can lose fat, gain muscle without having to sacrifice hours in the gym. Very basic example there, but that's the gist of it. And you're going to launch this follower ad, and you can do it in a couple different ways, which we'll cover. But they're going to look like this. You're going to launch them as reels, and you're going to launch them from the web portal. We'll walk you through how to do that as well. From there, you or your setter is going to welcome them. You're going to start the conversation. The whole point of the conversation is to identify a pain point or identify a goal. Once you have one of those, you consider that a productive conversation, and you want to convince them that, hey, we totally understand. Most people have that problem that we talk to, or I love that goal. A lot of our clients have that same exact goal when they started with us. If you're serious about overcoming that pain point or achieving that goal, I'd love to show you how our unique method could be the solution for you. Would you be down to hop on a quick call where I could walk through the details with you? That's going to get them on a call. And this is how the ad creative is going to get to about $1 cost per follow, which is fantastic. Most of these ads, when you script them the way that we're going to do with the scripts we give you, it'll be the link down below that just says scripts. Click on that, use them, follow that type of script. It's going to work extremely well. You should get $1 cost per follow once those ads are set up and posted, which again, we're going to cover in this video. So if you stick around, you'll actually see us going through the entire portal and boosting a post. All you have to do is follow along and click the same exact buttons. And as long as you have $20 to spend, or even $5 or $10 today, if you want to start at an even lower budget, you can get started. You can launch this post by the time this video is done. Then from there, how well you implement these warm welcome scripts that we're going to give you and how good you get at the conversation, you and or your setter, will determine that cost per call. Obviously, the lower the better. You want that to be about $20 or $30. So if you're spending $20 a day on followers, you're going to be getting 20 followers per day. You want to try to book one of them as a sales call. And then cost to acquire a customer, that's going to be you on the phone. That'll be a different video, but your sales script should be good enough. Your offer should be good enough that you can close about 30% or so, 1 out of 3 people. That will give you a cost to acquire a customer of $60 to $100. And then you can say, okay, cool. If I'm spending $300 to $400 this month on ads, spending 20 a day or so, realistically, that's 3 to 4 clients. If you can package yourself at a 2 to 3K price point, you're making thousands of dollars of profit every single month. And then what you do the next month is you just raise it. Then you spend $1,000 or $2,000 on follower ads, and you bring in $10,000 to $20,000. And then the next month you spend $3,000 or $5,000 on follower ads, and you bring in $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 in new clients. And this is how coaches are scaling. This is how coaches are getting ahead. And this is why you're looking at this and going, how are they doing this? And I'm not. This is the exact strategy. So one of the first things I want to do is just very quickly, I'm going to actually show you a live example of one of my clients, Zach. I want to show you 2 of his ads. One that's a more highly edited version, and then a newer version that's working extremely well. So the first one is highly edited. It's him doing a spoken reel. These ones work very well. I would definitely test one of these. This is what it looks like.
Are you a busy, career-driven man who's 30 to 50 pounds overweight? You've let your health slip over the past few years because you've been so focused on advancing in your career and building a family that old clothes don't fit like they used to. You struggle with low energy levels and you lack time and motivation to make a change. If that sounds like you, I want you to give me a follow here in my Instagram, where I teach my followers how to lose weight, build muscle, regain their energy the right way without any restrictive dieting or spending hours in the gym. So if you want to get fit, give me a follow.
Very specific on who he's talking to, what their main pain points are, and how he follows them, or what they're going to feel once they end up following on the page, and not asking any more than that. Just asking for the follow. That's all we want. The next version that we found that's working very well, you'll probably notice it up here popping up multiple times, is a much shorter version that leverages the natural reach that you get from good organic, meaning if you create short organic content on Instagram, it'll get pushed out more. And it looks like this. All he's doing is he's putting what we would call an eye-catching creative, him with his shirt off doing maybe some sloppier form curls. It's going to farm engagement from comments. It's also going to show people he's a pretty fit guy, so he probably knows what he's talking about. And then he's going to put all the stuff that he was talking about, he's going to pick and choose some of it, and he's going to put the copy, the words on the page instead of speaking them. And it looks like this. The important key here is watch at the end. Main goal, main problem, give me a follow. I'm going to teach you our unique method here. He's come up with a unique method, something that's unique and different. People don't buy the same old stuff, especially if they're seeing a lot of these ads all of a sudden. They're not going to click on the same old ads. So you have to have something that's unique and different. That's going to get them to click on it because they might assume it's going to be a unique and different outcome. So these are the 2 types of creatives. Again, I want you to go in the description, just script one of these out right now, whip out your phone, film it, or create a reel just like this. And now I'm going to walk you through in the back end on our test account how exactly you actually set this up. And if you're following along, you can just click all the same buttons. You can have this set up and ready to post today, so you can start signing a high ticket client in the next 24 hours. Okay, so let's talk about running a boosted post. Now, Loom won't let me record my face on IG for some reason, but I'm right here, so don't worry about it. I'll walk you guys through this. If you want to boost a post, we're on our research account here. The way that you're going to do this, step 1, you're going to have your creative at this point. You're going to make that post, and then ideally what you want to do is you want to let the post sit for 24 hours minimum. So if you post this at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday, come back at 3 o'clock on that Wednesday to boost the reel. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go into, you might have a tab up here that says add tools, or if you just want to click on the reel, you can click on boost reel right here. This is going to open up this panel. And if you have not done this before, the first thing it's going to likely have you do is add a payment method. So you're going to add the payment method you want to use right here. If you already have a Facebook Ads Manager set up, that might automatically populate, but just make sure it'll have a little blue text that says add payment method here. Get that set up, and let's walk through these one by one. I'm going to explain kind of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So first and foremost, right here where we've got the visit your profile, this one is what we're going to be running. We want to get people to follow us so that we can then warm them up with our content and likely have a setter inside of our profile who's going to message them so that we can get them on a call. We're doing this now, one, because this is far cheaper than messaging you. Now, if you're going to do a message like this, where you contact, learn more, book, you would rather just do this through Ads Manager, which I will show you looks like this. Much more complex. You can track a lot more stuff, but as you can see, this is when you're spending thousands of dollars. Like this is our spend for the last month or so, was $6,500 at $200 a day. And we brought in 270 something leads off of about 100,000 in reach. So that's when you're doing this at a much larger scale and you're spending a lot more money. In the beginning, The beauty of this is you get to start off way cheaper. Your cost per follow is going to be $1 or $2, where you saw for me, it takes $20 to get a lead in. And then we have to work a lot to make sure we can turn that into a call and that call into a client. For you to get a view or a follow from this, it should be $1 to $2. And then from that $1 or $2, likely it's going to be about $100 to get a call booked in. So we'll talk about budget in a little bit, but the numbers on this are much more predictable and easier to start. So that's why I recommend everyone starting here. So we've posted this, we've let it sit for 24 hours. We're going to come in here, we're going to click select, we're going to select visit your profile. There's no special requirements. Who do you want to see your ad? This is where you get to make a decision. If you feel like your audience is really good, you've already got a lot of people following you who are already buying from you, then use suggested audience. This is going to target this ad to people who are similar to your followers. If you've already got a great following, you love the people who follow you and you feel like you get good engagement out of them and they're already buying your products and services, use this. If you're not at that point yet, which most of you won't be, you're going to want to create your own. So if you click on this drop down, you'll see NA and a blank template. We're going to turn this into an audience. I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, use Advantage Plus Audience. This is Meta and Instagram's like AI tools that will help try to automatically find the best people for you and improve performance. You can keep that on, but we're still going to want to adjust some stuff. And if you want to get really technical, you can turn it off and then just edit these. I would say if you're just starting out, let's just turn it off and edit them manually so you get a feel for all the different things that you can work with. So we're going to create an audience. First, we want to go to locations. We're going to edit this and we're going to just look for the United States. One, because most of you are going to be here. You want to just have it be this broad of location. You'll see right away, it's going to say too broad. We're going to niche it down a little bit more, but we just want to look for people in the States. So we're going to hit save. Now, this will help keep it to people who are likely in your country using your currency that will be more likely to buy your product. Now we want to add some interest. But before we do that, you want to tick your ages to something realistic. If you're, let's say, a men's health and wellness coach and you have a relatively higher ticket program, targeting somebody between maybe 30 and 55 is going to give you a better result. Say that they're men. This will give you a better result. So you've already gotten this down to 25 to 30 million. Ideally, I'd like to get this somewhere between like 5 and 20 million because this will get you in front of the right people. Right? We don't want to be in front of the most people. We want to be in front of the right people because we'll see down here outside of this reach, you're not going to be reaching this many people unless you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a day. So by targeting better, we're reaching more of the right people with the dollars we're putting towards this. So you want to get this number between 5 and 20 million. The way we're going to get this down even further is then by adding interest. So if you're a men's health and wellness coach, what you could put in here is something like fitness. And you'll see some of these targeted categories come up. If we click on men's fitness, you can see now we're right in that 5 to 20 range. And you can now hit save on this. And you've got United States men's fitness, 30 to 55 males. We can call this audience something. And so what I'd like to call it is US. So I do our location first, and then I'll do the interest group, and then the age. So this is the US men's fitness 35 plus category. And you can name these however you want, but you're going to probably create a lot of these. And the idea of running ads is to find a winning interest. So if you wanted to, you could go in here and you could add more. So you could do bodybuilding, and then you could also add in weight training. The problem is this is going to increase your target audience. It's also going to make it harder for you to determine, okay, which one of these interests was actually the winning interest. And so by keeping it at a single interest, you're able to test that interest to find the winning interest and know, okay, this is where the majority of my buying customers actually live. And you can continue to test these. And if it's not working, you don't have to keep it. You can remove it and try a new one. So let's say we're going to use this one. We're going to save this custom audience. And then you can see here, we've got our US men's fitness 35 plus as our selected. If you clicked off of this and you wanted to go back, you could see if you had a bunch of these, right, this would be a drop down where you could see which ones. We've only had one created. So now we're going to select that. Now we want to talk about budget. Anywhere from $10 to $30 a day is ideal. I would say that a good starting point would be about $20 per day. You're going to reach about 1,000 to 4,000 people. at this run rate. And the reason behind this is, on average, from the coaches that we've done this with, it costs about $100 to book a quality call that's going to close as a client. And so if you're running $20 a day, you can guarantee about one call per week that you're going to close. And so for the $100 in ad spend, if you have a $2,000 or $3,000 product, you can spend $100, book one call. And let's say over the course of the month, you close 2 out of those 4 calls. You've spent around $400 if you're including weekends. You've spent around $500 in advertising costs to collect $2,000 or $4,000 in payments from your customers. So the return on ad spend's there. And that's what allows you then to increase this budget until you're gaining so many followers from this per day that your setter can't keep up. And that's when we've scaled the follower funnel to its maximum capacity. And then we would move into this ads manager piece, where you would start spending hundreds of dollars per day and scaling this in a more trackable way. But to begin, this is all you need to worry about. You're going to run this ad until I pause it. If you wanted to set a duration, you could say, hey, I want to run this for the next 30 days. And you could set it to just run for 30 days. And it would tell you the total amount of budget you're going to be doing. And it would run it at $20 per day for 30 days. I would say we're going to reach about 42 to 100,000 people. I like to just run it as is for as long as I'd like to. And you can always come in and just go back into your manager here and turn it off if you'd like. But running this until you pause it is going to give you the best results. So once you've got all this set up, just do a quick review. You'll be able to see your ad here. We can click on preview this. And I'd like to see what it looks like in my feed. It'll take a second to load it, and then you can do this preview. This may not load because I'm screen sharing, but you can also see what it looks like in Reels. And again, like I said, if I'm not screen sharing, it will load quicker. You'll be able to actually preview it and make sure that it looks good. You can crop it and adjust it as you'd like, and make sure you're on visit profile. You've got your audience created and selected. You've set your budget to anywhere between 10 and 30. I'm recommending $20 a day to start, and then you're going to run this ad, and then you'll hit boost. This will launch it. And again, you're going to be avoiding Apple service fees by boosting this on the web instead of the iOS app. That's the big thing about running these. Make sure you're doing this on your desktop like I'm showing you here. If you run it on iOS, there's a massive service fee for doing this from your app. So in doing any of these, be sure to run it here on the web. And that is how you would boost your reel. Again, I'm not going to boost this one just because I'm on a test account. And then note that ads are reviewed within 24 hours, although in some cases it may take longer. Once they're running, you can pause spending at any time. If for some reason your ad gets rejected, what you can do is you can hop over to Meta's advertising TOS, terms of service, and I will link that as well in the training for this video so you can go through. That gets updated regularly, so it's really on you guys to go in, study it, and have an understanding of what is allowed and what isn't allowed when it comes to the terms of service. And my rule of thumb is always be more cautious versus less. It's easier to just create some new ads and throw them up than it is to deal with your entire ad account being shut down or permanently disabled because you're going against terms of service. So, guys, this is the follower ad funnel. Let me know if you have any questions on this. This should help you start consistently acquiring clients through an advertising channel for about the cheapest possible. And this will help you buy into some more advanced ad strategies.